Okay, guys, this one is absolute value equations. Okay, this will be practice after I teach it in our small groups. Okay, remember the absolute value means the distance away from zero, right? We cannot have a negative distance, so the answer is always going to be positive. So we're trying to figure out the two numbers that will make this a positive 4. So anytime we have an absolute value equation, we have to split it up into two equations. It'll be 10 plus r equals 4, and then 10 plus r equals negative 4. Okay, we got to figure out, well, what answer can give us 4 and negative 4. Okay, so then we just have to solve two equations. We know how to do these, right? You just subtract by 10 both sides. You get r equals negative 6, and then subtract by 10 both sides. In this one, you get r equals negative 14. Okay, so you have two answers. Okay? Anytime we do absolute value, we're always going to have two answers. Okay. So in number 2, you still got to rewrite it two different ways. Okay, so we have 10p equals 80, and then 10p equals negative 80. All right. So then just solve it like normal, right? The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide by 10. Divide by 10. Okay, over here, p equals 80 divided by 10 is 8, right? They're both positive. Here, the 80 is negative, so we have p equals negative 8. So we have 8 and negative 8. All right. We'll do one more together. Actually, we'll do a couple more. Here, number 3, right, you got a minus 10 equals 6, and then a minus 10 equals negative 6. Okay. So we're going to add the 10. Add the 10. Okay, on the left side, you get a equals 16. On the right side, you get a equals 4. Right, negative 6 plus 10. Again, if you're doing this with a small calculator, you got to do the 10 minus 6. All right, because there's no negative button. But you will have the graphing calculator for this. So you have two answers, 16 and 4. When you get to the multi-step equations, it's the same way. Okay, you got to write it twice because we got to figure out, well, what gives us a positive number, okay, in both situations. Okay, 8 minus 2x equals 14. 8 minus 2x equals negative 14. Then you solve it like normal, right? You got to get rid of the adding and subtracting first. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. Subtract 8 from both sides. And I have negative 2x equals 6 over here. Over here I have negative 2x equals negative 22. Okay? And then I divide by negative 2. Divided by negative 2. And I should get x equals, divided by negative 2, divided by negative 2. Okay? I should get x equals 3 over here. And then over here, I'll get x equals 11. All right, two negatives create the positive. Okay, so the only difference with absolute values, you got to make it two equations, okay, because there's going to be two answers. If we want to go back, we can check our answers, right? If I plug in negative 6 into the r, 10 plus negative 6 is still 4, right? And also, 10 plus negative 14, okay, if we're doing the absolute value of these, right, 10 plus negative 14 is negative 4, but the absolute value of negative 4 is 4, okay, so it's still, that's why we have two answers, okay, and that's why we set them equal to the positive number and the negative number, all right? If you have any questions, let me know.